Welcome back to this special series of Cantonese How Do You Say podcast. This is Eugene from LearnDialect.sg. So for the past 3 episodes, we're focused on the myths of learning Cantonese as well as the differences between Singapore and Hong Kong Cantonese. So now, for the next 3 episodes, our guest speaker Eric Chow and I are going to get practical and help you speak Cantonese like you have already owned it. We'll focus on learning how to ask some simple but useful Cantonese questions, and then highlight to you if there are any differences between a formal and casual way of asking. Here's a quick rundown. Episode 4, Say It Like You Own It, Part 1, Getting to Know Someone in Cantonese. Episode 5, Say It Like You Own It, Part 2, Asking a Date Out. Episode 6, Say It Like You Own It, Part 3, Giving compliments and this and that questions. Ready for this Say It Like You Own It series? Let's go! How do you sound like a true Cantonese? I mean, do you know that there's a difference between formal Cantonese and casual Cantonese? For example, if you followed our podcast, you know that how are you can be formally said as Ni Hou Mo versus Di Ma, which is the informal style. Today, we're happy to continue this conversation with Eric and learn how to speak Cantonese like we own it in the context of day-to-day situations. So, Eric, what makes you happy? What makes you laugh the most?
Doing things that I like to do. Okay, watching a good show,
Right?
reading memes.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, my children always show me memes. That's the good source of a laugh
Right.
during a boring day or hectic day. Yeah, memes.
Quick and simple.
Yes, right, to the point. Yeah, if you were to ask me how I said it, what makes you happy in Cantonese, I will probably reply you by saying 有啲乜嘢係令到你好開心㗎。
So 有啲咩令到你 So 有啲咩 refers to what things 令到你 makes you 開心嘅，係咪？
係 yes.
So 開心 means well happy in itself.
Right.
So that's how we ask the question in Cantonese. Moving on, Eric, earlier on you were saying that at some point in time you're trading. So currently what do you do for a living?
Okay, I am doing translation full time. So I'm a translator. I have my company.
So that explains why you learn so many different languages. Like
oh yes, very important.
Japanese, Korean, German. That's really, really amazing. So again, how do we ask somebody what do they do for a living? In Cantonese, is there a formal and an informal way?
Okay, informal way 你做啲咩㗎？Okay, formal way 你做成行㗎。
Formal way is 你做盛行㗎。
Formal way yes，
Okay,
你做成行㗎。
informal again?
你做咩㗎？
你做咩㗎？ So that's both the formal and informal way. Okay. So do you work from home or do you have to travel to work every day?
I work from home most of the time unless I need to go to the client's office to pay them a visit.
So that means the moment you open your eyes, you're in an office environment.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let's talk a bit about getting to office. I think a lot of people who are working have to report to office. How do we say in Cantonese the different modes of transports? For example, buses, trains, taxi. Okay, that is one portion to identify the mode of transport. The other, how do I ask for directions? If let's say I'm in Hong Kong today, how do I ask for directions in Cantonese?
Okay. Mode of transport, buses, 巴士 minibus,
okay,
小巴 MTR, 地鐵 taxi, 的士 Yeah, by the way, if it's someone in Singapore calling taxi in Cantonese, most likely the person will be saying taxi. Taxi.
Yeah. Okay. And let's say if I were to ask for directions then?
Directions, go straight, 直行
直行
turn right, 轉右
轉右
turn left, 轉左
轉左
turn back, 行返轉頭
行返轉頭
2 blocks down, 向前行多2個街口 向前行多2個街口
Okay.
街口 means 2 intersection or 2 blocks away.
And how do I go from A to B?
由 A 去到 B.
由 A 去到 B, and then do I say 點行?
請問點樣行?
I see. Okay.
請問點樣行啊?
So that's the
Yes.
more polite. See,
Right,
you know
right.
who's the more polite of the two here now.
Right. I mean, if you just ask a person 點樣行, you sounds like you are giving a command.
So bear in mind, right? Always say the 請問點樣行? So that is trying to get around. And earlier on, we were talking about our daily occupations, our job. Eric is a translator. So how do you say the job of a translator in Cantonese then?
It is called 翻譯員. 翻譯員 is a translator. 翻譯 is the job of doing translation.
I see. Many of our participants are nurses or occupational therapists, bankers, and, well, of course, students. How do we translate all these terms into Cantonese then? So let's start with nurses.
護士.
Okay. And occupational therapists?
Occupational therapist.
So in Mandarin, we'll probably call them as 物理治療師.
Oh, okay, yes. 物理治療師.
Okay. How about a banker?
We will not call it 銀行家. Banker is a very general term. Okay, everybody can call himself banker sometimes. Okay, and it's very hard to differentiate whether he is high ranking or low ranking.
Okay.
Yeah. But generally, in a more formal setting, let's say in a formal introduction, in a conference, they will call it so and so 係一個銀行家. He is working in this bank, has a certain number of years experience. That kind of introduction.
Okay.
Yeah. But normally when it's spoken, we will say so and so 喺銀行做工. 喺銀行做工 can be a very junior staff or up to mid management. But if you are talking about someone who is a very senior person, perhaps the person will be introduced as 喺銀行做到好高級.
So 高級 means high ranking.
Yeah, 或者係佢係銀行嘅高級行政人員.
Okay, understood. How about a lawyer then?
律師.
Okay. And last but not least, students who are studying.
Okay, 佢係一個學生. Different way will be 佢係返緊學. Yeah, 佢係返緊學 can mean two things. One is to describe person being a student, or literally meaning he is in school now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you mention koi is referring to he or she, is that right?
It can either be he or she.
So we are unisexual when it comes to
unisexual, yes.
So 佢係, which means he or she is 學生.
Right.
So 學生 in this case would be a student. Okay. So we cover just some of the generic occupations. So if you have any occupations that springs to mind, do let us know as well. So personally, Eric, do you like to cook?
Oh, I love to cook. I like eating, and I have very picky family members at home. Okay, they are not just happy with Cantonese cuisine.
Oh.
Yes, they like to sample everything under the sun.
Right.
So I plan the dinner menu.
Wow.
I will cook something different every day.
So what's the best dish that you do?
I also learned it from YouTube, by the way. Okay, I can cook Korean bibimbap.
Okay.
I think no complaint from them.
Right.
There is this Korean dish called galbitang,
Right.
meaning oxtail soup. I can cook a little bit of Western dishes.
Okay.
Yeah, something like Greek, Italian, or just Western.
How do we ask, do you like to cook in Cantonese then?
你鍾唔鍾意煮飯㗎?
你鍾唔鍾意煮飯?
You can say it in a formal way, but I don't really hear people saying. But anyway, for this program, I can share. 你鍾唔鍾意烹飪㗎?
Oh, 烹飪. Okay. So that's really, really formal.
Right. And remember, you end the sentence with an article.
Right.
㗎. Right.
你鍾唔鍾意烹飪㗎? Okay, all right. So when we cook, we usually have to go to the market. So how do we say the market in Cantonese then?
Okay, we call it 街市. 街市 literally means a market in the street.
Okay.
But obviously nowadays, most of the markets or wet markets or markets by the roadside have moved to shopping complexes. Yeah, or they're dedicated buildings with the lower floors being the market and the upper floors being hawker center. But we generally still call it 街市.
Okay.
Or for those that are already located inside the building, we call it 有蓋街市.
有蓋街市. I see. So do Singapore Cantonese use more of gai xi?
Oh, okay. It's a mix of everything. Okay. I often hear people saying basa in Singapore, even Cantonese.
Even Cantonese.
Even Cantonese. Cantonese spoken here is mixed with different elements, different dialects, different languages.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's where one aspect of it, how Cantonese is not all the same throughout the world. And just for info, pasat is taken or we learn the word from the Malay language pasat to refer to the market. Oh, well, next question. Do you have a pet?
I have 2 lovebirds.
2 lovebirds?
Right.
Okay. Why lovebirds though?
They are siblings.
Okay.
And where are their parents? The father flew into our house.
Okay.
We adopted him.
Okay.
We couldn't find the owner. And we bought a companion. And we didn't know one is a male and the other is a female.
Okay.
So now we have happy problems. and and the happy problems grow bigger and bigger because they are giving birth one batch after one batch.
Okay.
So we ended up giving away most of them. And we now keep 2 siblings and we make sure they are males.
Right. So no more happy problems.
No more happy problem. No, but we only have the noisy problem.
The noisy problems. Okay, so how do we say do you have a pet in Cantonese then?
你有冇養寵物㗎？
你有冇養寵物㗎? So there's no difference between a formal and informal, I guess.
I don't think there is any difference. Yeah,
Okay,
formal
no
and
problem.
formal.
On pets, the general common pets in Singapore would be dogs, cats, and birds. So how do we say dog in Cantonese?
狗、
Gao, cats,
貓、
Mao, okay, and birds.
雀。
Zhou. Okay, so these are the 3 common pets in Singapore. For our listeners, beware of happy problems. If you want to have happy problems, just remember to have opposite gender animals.
Yes.
Okay, last but not least, what can you spend all day talking about?
Politics.
Politics. Wow.
No. Talk about all day will be, yes, politics is one. The children, yeah, work,
Right.
and where to go for next holiday. Yeah, these are most commonly talked throughout the day.
Okay, so politics, children, work, and where to go for holiday.
Right.
Right. So how do we say politics in Cantonese then?
政治，
政治。
你中唔中意講政治㗎？
Okay, 你鍾唔鍾意講政治? And then about the kids.
講細路仔嘅嘢，
講細路仔個嘢. Okay, and about work.
談及工作，
談個工作. Okay, and last but not least, the happy one, traveling.
去邊度玩？你中意去邊度旅行？
你鍾意去邊度旅行?
你
Okay.
打算去邊度旅行？
Okay, so 打算 means you plan, 鍾意 means you like to go where. And the question, what can you spend all day talking about? How do we say this in Cantonese then?
你平時有咩主要話題嘅？
你平時有咩主要話題? As a conclusion of this session, let's recap what are the 7 questions on getting to know someone that we've talked about with Eric earlier on. I'll say the English version and then Eric will translate it into Cantonese. So number 1, what makes you the happiest?
有啲咩令到你好開心㗎？
Okay. Number 2, what do you do for a living?
你做盛行㗎？
Okay. How do you get to work?
你坐咩車返工㗎？
Okay. And certain occupations, nurse,
護士、
therapist,
物理治療師、
okay, student.
學生。
All right. Number 5, do you like to cook?
你中唔中意煮嘢㗎？
Okay. Number 6, do you have a pet?
你有冇養寵物㗎？
Okay. Last but not least, what can you spend all day talking about?
你平時最中意講啲咩話題㗎？
Okay. That more or less concludes the initial stages of getting to know someone. Hey, how are you keeping up with your journey in learning Cantonese? In this episode, you'll find that there are formal and casual ways of conversing in Cantonese. For example, when we touched on the question of what do you do for a living? Or asking if one likes to cook. Then, there are also topics including do you have a pet and what makes you the happiest, which we covered that showed no major differences between the formal and informal version. As Eric and myself were concluding this episode, you may then also realize that there are multiple ways to express the same question or idea. For example, what can you spend all day talking about? Well, just in case you're getting overwhelmed at this point, I just want to share that there's nothing to worry about though. Personally, I think that's the fun of learning languages. If I may share with you a tip, it'll be to start learning the expression you're most comfortable with, be it due to your style of speaking, or perhaps just picking the phrase that's easier to pronounce. Once you build up a wider base of vocabulary, you can then progress to the different ways of asking questions. I really hope our podcast helps you in one way or another. Keep practicing and stay tuned for the next episode of this special series. Eric and I have lots more to share.